Mr. Gill's revision egg.
Okay, lesson 4. This one, we're going to talk about solubility, right? We're only going to focus on the yolk of the egg, and we're going to talk about solubility of different components that you've come across in A-level biology. You should know, if I got some oil, like this, put it in this jar, like so, and I get some vinegar, which is water-based, and I try and make like a basic salad dressing. What you should see there on the close-up camera is they don't mix. They're not mixing at all. Right, we've got 2 different layers sitting on top of each other. Now the reason for that, again, as you should know, is that the vinegar is water-based, right, meaning it's not predominantly water, so it's a polar environment. Water has a charge on it, and the oil is a non-polar environment. Right, this is made of triglycerides, right, unsaturated triglycerides, which are non-polar, and therefore the water would rather stick to itself than stick to the oil. So that's why you get 2 layers. But the interesting thing here about the egg yolk, right, is the egg yolk contains an emulsifier. Okay, now what an emulsifier is a molecule with a bit of a split personality, and you've come across a number of these in the A-level already. Phospholipids being the main one, cholesterol being another one. But this one in the egg here obviously contains a lot of cholesterol, but it also contains, and maybe make sure I get the pronunciation of this right, it contains lecithin, right? A group of chemicals called lecithins, which are a split personality molecule, and I'll show you the structure of one of those now. They have hydrophobic groups and they have hydrophilic groups, which means that some parts will mix with water and some parts won't. So if I take this layered oil and water here, I take the egg yolk, I chuck that in, I stick this on the top, like this, make sure it's nice and firm so I don't get covered in oil and vinegar and egg, and then I shake, like that. I put it down. There we have no 2 layers, and what we call an emulsion. Now those of you who are good with your cooking and your food science will know what I've done there is the basic steps for making mayonnaise. Mayonnaise is a mixture, a suspension of oil and water, and what's happening in here is that the egg yolk is allowing the water molecules to stick to the hydrophilic parts, right, and the oil molecules to stick to the hydrophobic parts, such that you end up with them mixing together and you get a nice stable emulsion. And that is lesson number 4.
Mr. Gill's revision egg.